Hello, and welcome to a new Let's Play, Mega Man X4, one of my personal favorites of the Mega Man X series, and I thought it'd be a nice game to play after the surprisingly long and demanding Let's Play that E7 turned out to be. Before we get the game started, I'm just going to make some minor modifications to the button configuration. I'm going to be mapping the dash button to the L button, and I'll just switch weapon select to ZL to make that easier to remember. I am playing this on the Nintendo Switch version of the game. As you probably noticed by the border, this is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. I do also have a copy of the original version for PlayStation, as well as the Mega Man X Collection for PS2, but I went with this version just because it's the most convenient for me to record. Got my Switch set up already, got my capture device set up already with it, so we'll go with that. And starting the game proper, Mega Man X4 introduces a new concept to the X franchise, multiple stories. We can play as X or Zero in his first, what I consider to be a real appearance. Technically, he's playable in Mega Man X3, but it's very awkwardly implemented. He cannot participate in boss fights, and also if he dies, he is permanently dead. So a lot of people do not like how he was implemented in that game, and this is the first time he was really playable in an actual context that makes him equivalent to X, and within the story of this game, honestly probably more important than X, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Because this is the X series, we're going to be playing as X himself first.
It's about the Maverick hunters, General. They are far too eager to please the humans and continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
Perhaps.
You already know the truth, General. Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power to destroy them!
Dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
New to the X series, and in fact the only game in the X series, has anime cutscenes. I guess X5 and X6 kind of had sort of like motion comic style cutscenes, but it's not true animation, and it definitely does not have the same kind of presentation. The English version of the game, of course, as you heard, has Oscar-worthy acting for the cutscenes. Yeah, the voice acting in this game is pretty notorious for its low quality, but at the same time, it also makes the cutscenes fairly memorable, and there are more than a couple of scenes that people remember precisely because of the low quality acting. Zero's story more so than X's, but X's has a couple of infamous moments. X is, of course, getting his edict from Maverick Hunter HQ that he has to go out to Sky Lagoon as there are problems afoot. Now, going through Sky Lagoon, we're going to get attacked right away, and it's not exactly obvious why these things are attacking us for reasons. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that guy likes to fly in from off-screen and take you out. It really does not make sense that we're getting attacked here, but we'll get into that later. Heading over this way, we will have a dragon-type enemy in the background. Not a dragon-type as in a Pokemon, just a dragon-esque robot. We can hit him when he swipes by shooting his claws, but it's not really worth it. We just want to go forward. We will mash out some light pellets to get through that doorway there, or that stone blockage. Again, mash out some more shots here. Going over this game, of course, you can jump, you can charge up your shots, launch a big charge attack, you can dash. If you jump while dashing, you move forward at a great velocity and cover more distance than a normal jump would. Moving around by doing dash jumps is the fastest way to move in this game, and you can chain dash jumps by just holding on the dash button as you land and just keep on jumping. Going forward, don't want to go too fast here or else you will get hit by those grenades. You want to use the large charge shots as you are descending the slope to hit the enemies with the bottom of the shot. You can just hit their hitboxes. These guys, best to just be dealt with mash shots, and we'll mash out some more shots. Take out all the robots on the way, though. That big horde of flying dragonfly type enemies, they cannot actually hurt you. Hey, Dragoon. He is a new character to this series, and he has limited implementation, but again, we'll get into that later. You are not supposed to know who he is from the previous games. What Maverick? I don't know, something feels fishy here. But it looks like we're too late to save Sky Lagoon. It's crashing no matter what. Looks like our first mission in Mega Man X4 has been a complete failure. So yes, Mavericks were launching an assault on the Sky Lagoon, but the enemies that we fought were actually a member of Repliforce, and that doesn't make too much sense for reasons that will become apparent at the end of this level. Who knows? I can think of maybe a reason, but we'll get into that later. And X, once again, sees a lot of tragedy, and he is just beside himself. As you travel through this area, these stone pillars will come down. Be careful for ones that can fall like so. If you are standing underneath them, you will be killed. They don't just deal damage and bounce off your head. You'll notice that these enemies are busting out of the wall. It takes one fully charged shot to take them out, or a half charge and then a lemon. Lemon is, of course, the fan nickname for a completely uncharged shot. It's more common with the... screwing up there. More common with the NES games, where the basic pellets do in fact look quite a lot like lemons. Don't need to shoot those guys, take out these bees here, or get hit as that guy is coming out. We'll just take this guy out really quick. Not worry about that top one, there's not really any reason to take him out. I am screwing up horribly here. And once we bust through there, we can move on our way. Well, let's just run along here, and oh no, the floor collapsed! So, we need to jump out very quickly. This trap has appeared, well, it was at least in Mega Man X1. I don't know if it was used in X2 or X3. I just like to imagine it gets used repeatedly in the X series, but yeah, a little bit of a throwback to X1, where that was your introduction to wall jumping, since you did not have any reason to use it, or even any ability to use it up until that point in the first level. Here is the dragon robot that we saw earlier. This guy has a name that starts with the letter G. I did not bother to look it up, since I did not care to. He can spit at you like so. It's pretty easy to avoid just by jumping over it. I screwed up the timing there, but you get my point, I'm sure. For that one, you want to actually hold back all the way left. He'll fly over your head. I misread it. There's another one where you have to dash under him as he's coming forward. There, you want to jump up just as the trail of laser orbs is going to hit you, and just keep pelting him with charge shots, and he goes down like no issue. Very easy warm-up boss. Don't have to worry too much about what he does to you. Hey, you're a dashing individual. This is actually Colonel of the Repliforce, as he says so himself. I think X said Realm there. Who's his sister? Ah, so Repliforce imposters. So I guess that explains the robots at the start. Yeah, come on, Colonel, be reasonable. Don't you think this is a little extreme? Well, actually, that's a bit of an overkill response also. Well... pronounced case of honor before reason here, Colonel. Okay. And Colonel warps on out of here, and the Repliforce are now going to be branded Mavericks by Maverick HQ. Well, I smell a setup. And with that, X gets out of here. We can save our progress here, but we do not need to do so at the moment, so let's just continue onward.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as Mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids, but remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce.
The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
Well, gee, I wonder who that guy could be, but it seems like his plan was to create a Repliforce rebellion, and now Repliforce wants to make their own independent nation, separate from the humans. And here is a new character, Double, a rookie hunter. He serves as our mission control, so to speak, except he doesn't say much or tell you anything. He also considers X his liege. But yes, a military coup has been initiated by the Repliforce. This just looks like a severe failure of negotiations on both sides. And X is given missions to go take out a bunch of Repliforce higher-ups. So we've got Web Spider here, who is protecting a special weapon under construction by Repliforce. This is Cyber Peacock, and he has infected cyberspace. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with Repliforce, though. Over here is Storm Owl, the leader of Repliforce's Air Force. So we'll just have to blast the Repliforce Air Force out of the sky. A volcano and... wait, Dragoon? Looks like he's betrayed the Mavericks for unknown reasons. But we found him in the Sky Lagoon terminal room. Does that mean that he destroyed Sky Lagoon? Here we got Jet Stingray, leader of the Marine base. This is a special mission that takes place aboard the Land Chaser, but we won't be seeing that this video. A biolab, and it's been abandoned, but now it's operational, and someone, well, Split Mushroom here, he is under control of it. Here we've got the military train, which is moving supplies, that is under the command of Slash Beast. And last but most certainly not least, the Snow Base, under control by the Repliforce leader, Frost Walrus. But we won't be checking out that. We're going to start with the Volcano and take on Magma Dragoon. At the introduction of every level, you get this nice little title card. I love those voice clips. Some of them are pretty funny sounding. You may have noticed there it said that he betrayed the irregular hunters. That is, in fact, a mistranslation. That is the Japanese name for the Mavericks, and that just kind of slipped by the English translation, because the localization was not exactly quality. Oh dear. As you can see, those flaming rocks chase you down there, and I narrowly avoided getting struck by one because I wasn't really paying attention. Here we've got to jump along these platforms as these fiery rocks fly up. We just want to jump between their patterns. Heading over this way. Got some bats over here, but as you can see, flames are bursting forth through the ground. We just want to dash through as they are going over our head. Do not want to get hit by those. Just go forward slowly and cautiously here, otherwise you will of course run into those. These giant robots fire missiles in a pattern. They will fire one below, one up top, two at once, and then they'll fire homing missiles after that, but I can usually kill them before they fire the homing missiles. Main thing we want to watch out for is of course the rock hazards that are coming here, or the flame hazards. We just want to jump up here to avoid those, then come up here, keep jumping. You can jump between these if your timing is good, but my timing is not so good, so we're just going to avoid them altogether. Heading up this way, some rocks falling from the sky. We just gotta blast through this wall here, and that is good. We run through here, the rocks blow up after we blow it up, and we are gravy. Now I'm picking Magma Dragoon to start because X, this is going to be a 100% playthrough of Mega Man X4, and we're going to get everything, but X, outside of exploiting glitches that I do not know, X cannot collect everything in a single run of each level. You have to do some backtracking. Magma Dragoon, as a starting point, I feel is the best way to go about this, with only having to replay one level if you know your route. This is not the case for Zero. If you play the levels in the correct order, he can get everything in a single run of each level. Not so for X, though. We're heading here because we can exploit a little bit of a trick here. Oh, wow, I can't believe I got that on the first shot, but yeah, this hangs out just enough that if you do a dash jump off the wall, you can clip it and wall kick up, get a health upgrade up here. There are 8 health upgrades altogether. There are 2 sub-tanks to collect, a weapon tank, an EX tank, and 4 armor upgrades to get for X. Now, there is an armor upgrade in this level, but we cannot get it at the moment, so we're gonna have to come back for later. Also, I misquoted, or misstated what that pattern was for that robot earlier. It fires 1 up top, then 1 below, and then it fires 2 at once. There come the homing missiles, the fiery rocks coming from up ahead, or overhead. Kind of screwed up my timing there. Here we get Ride Armor. Ride Armor appears in a handful of the levels in this game. This is the most basic one, the Blade Ride Armor. You just jump and do a dash, or you can stab and do a slash. Alright, yeah, so dash and jump, do slash, or stab, then slash, whatever you prefer. Generally doing the jump slashes is more effective with this one. Be careful when holding the up direction. If you hold up and jump, you will get out of the Ride Armor. Definitely don't want to do that while you're over this lava. You can also break through these rocks here. There's one other way that we can break through the rocks that will come up later. Now, this is the only boss in the game that we can enter with Ride Armor, so helps us out a little bit, especially because we do not have any weapons to exploit boss's weakness. Magma Dragoon is weak to the Double Cyclone, and we will be seeing his weakness to that later. Yeah, why'd you sell us out, bro? Alright. We're allies. I figured. He seems to be leaning into the evil villain routine now. Quite a lot of innocent people, actually. And he is a Maverick. X is a Maverick Hunter. You know what we gotta do here. Now, Magma Dragoon, if you don't have the Ride Armor, is famous for being one of the more difficult bosses in the game due to his relatively complex pattern. He's actually doing a weird start there. You may hear that he's doing Shoryukens, and he also can do Hadokens. Woo, oh dear, that was not what I intended to do. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You gotta be careful when jumping with the Ride Armor. Here he can do Hadokens. He just fires those after he does a jump kick, or when he jumps off to the side there. If he's doing them from the side, you just have to be paying attention. Okay, so yeah, we can just jump over the Hadoukens. You can also dash under the one that he's firing from overhand. Okay, the Ride Armor has been destroyed. Oh! Now, as you can see, we can actually get behind him when he's doing that Fire Breath attack here. Here's his final attack, where he calls upon meteors. This one's a little tricky to dodge, and I often screw up on that one. We should have him down in just a bit. But yeah, as you can see, bit of a hitbox dead zone behind him, so you can just stand right behind him and plant a charge shot in his back. Otherwise, you can wall kick on the walls to the side. Be careful of the lava on the sides of the area. The lava is an instant kill if you fall in it. One other attack that he has that we weren't able to see super well is that he can throw a fireball into the lava pools and create flame geysers that cut off the walls that you can wall kick on. But yeah, his motivation is that he wanted the Battle X. Classic villain motivation. Ooh, I wonder who could have put Dragoon up to this. That's what he said. Well, he has no regrets. It leaves a bit of a bad taste in X's mouth, though. He did kill quite a lot of people just to set this up, though. Oh well, we get Rising Fire, our first weapon. Rising Fire is effective against a couple of bosses here. It fires a fireball directly upwards. Later, it gets a special attack that is actually kind of interesting. But yes, it's effective against airborne enemies. and some objects may be burned. Incidentally, we're going to be going to the level where we can actually burn things with it, because going forward, we're going to try and just collect everything in what I believe is the most efficient way to do so, and to that end, we're going to Web Spider stage. I like that one. When I first played this game, oh god, I must have been 12 or 13 when I got this for PlayStation 1. Web Spider was always the first stage that I went to, so I remember hearing that name a lot, because I was quite bad at this game as a kid, so I would always screw up and die a lot, and just keep coming back to this stage until eventually I got it. Ah, man, I screwed that up. Yeah, that guy can shoot those spines at you. He shoots them in a bit of an erratic pattern that makes him a little tricky to jump over, but he's not too terribly threatening. We'll just come over here and head off to the right when you see this entryway, and we find a capsule. You're telling me, Dr. Light, you're telling me. X has been asking himself that a lot. In fact, he asks himself pretty frequently in the endings of the SNES games. Man, Dr. Light, how many capsules have you set up? And this capsule contains for us the boot module. Oh, a hover function. Okay. I don't know if he said it at the start, but this module also lets us perform an air dash. Not quite as useful in this game as it is in the SNES game, but it's still a cool function. The other thing it does is that it allows us to hover. If you don't move in any direction, you can hover in place for a few seconds, or you can try and move left or right, but that burns through the jets really quickly. Honestly, I don't really like the hover function too much, because it's very easy to catch yourself mashing the jump button and suddenly start hovering in place, and that can really screw you up. But the air dash is useful in a couple places, and the hover itself does have some applications. We'll be seeing that later, hopefully. Oops, screwed that up. Heading over here, let's just jump over that guy. You can also shoot those things to try and stop them, but they cannot be killed, so be mindful of that. As you can see, those little iBots, they can be destroyed with a single half-charge shot. Very easy to take out. We've got these Mario Bros. 2 logs going down the waterfall here. Just jump over that one, do a dash jump over, and we make that no problem. Heading up this way. As you can see, got another guy up there. Let's just take him safely from a distance. Jump up this way. See if I mistimed that. Well, we took him out. And now we have to climb up these ladders. No chutes to be seen in any direction. And I'm taking a lot of damage here, but, you know, it is what it is. I wish I could do it better, but I am no hide of beast. And we destroy that door there, and that other guy just gives up, and we are in part 2. One thing to note about when you get to the second area of each stage is that it updates your continue checkpoint. So if you run out of extra lives and have to continue, you can just go back here. So that's convenient. Sometimes it's a little undesirable if you miss it. Yeah, you gotta take out those spiders to destroy the webs, but sometimes they are not very agreeable about going in a direction where you can actually shoot them. As you can see, we got a lot of snakes there, got bees to deal with, all sorts of jungle wildlife and insects. Over here, we've got these cool little hives that shoot out a bunch of bees. Can get some health here if you're low on it by farming the bees. Not really necessary, though. This game does not have a currency system like, say, Mega Man 7 does, or Mega Man X8 does. I forget, it's been so long since I played X7, and I've never finished X7 because that game is bad. I forget if that has a currency system. I don't think it does. I know it reuses the Reploid rescue system from Mega Man X6, and somehow even worse than that was in X6. Now, something to note here, oh, whoops. Yeah, let's just take those guys out. These little wood sections can be destroyed with rising fire. Now what we want to do, and we'll just take down this guy as he's coming down at us. There will be one coming up. Let me just get in close and do that. That one right there. Do that. And let's wait for the spider webs to come out. Come on. Never mind. Yeah, they are not being agreeable. Yep, that is why I wanted to wait for them to come out, but it looks like you are outside of the range there. But that is where the health upgrade is hidden. We're not going to shoot that one because it's actually in our interest to leave that one. We'll just let him shoot at us. Down this way, we get a full health restore. That is all we need Rising Fire for. I find it pretty boring to use these special weapons, so aside from demonstrating purposes and maybe for the boss rush at the end, I'm just mostly going to stick to using the Buster to take out bosses. There we go. Yeah, those spiders are super annoying when they don't go on a plane that you can actually hit them with the Mega Buster. There is one weapon that would allow you to very easily hit them, but we don't have it at the moment. We are at the end. There is the secret weapon that we need to bust up. Sadly, there is no Final Fight style minigame where you destroy it. Shh, you're darn tootin'. I'm afraid we've come too far. X is ruthless when he needs to be. But yes, this is Web Spider. He's got a very simple pattern. He comes down from the ceiling, he fires those webs at you. Best way to dodge them is just hang by the walls and then do a dash jump over them, like so. Sometimes he appears a little high up, makes it difficult. I knew I was going to screw that up. I was too eager to get the shot in there. Sometimes he's a little too high up, makes it hard to actually hit him with a shot. Sometimes I just screw up. You can also be on top of the wall and just let the web come towards you. You can also hit him as he is retracting up to the ceiling. Okay, I almost screwed that up. Yeah, sometimes I get way too greedy to try and get damage and put myself in bad situations. Once he's half dead, he comes down, sets up these electro webs here, starts moving around the center of the stage. We want to take out some of those spiders as they come down, and we'll just jump over them. Yeah. Those spiders travel along the floor and wall. Oh, knew I'd screw that up. Yeah, when you get caught in that web, it does some damage to you. It can do damage over time if you do not mash out of it quickly enough. Eventually, it'll let you go regardless. As you can see, depending on his position, we can either jump over those webs or just dash under them. Fairly simple fight, though. A little tricky the first time around if you don't know his pattern very well. If you line up your shots really well, you can actually shoot all those baby spiders as they are coming out of the hatch in his behind, so that's something that I used to be able to do, but it's been so long since I've seriously practiced this game, I'm not quite as good as I used to be. For defeating him, we get Lightning Web. This is an electric type attack that is effective against things that are weak to electricity, as you can imagine, but it actually has a very unique function. As the game says here, you can use it to wall jump off of. Very interesting ability that is not shared with any other weapon in the series that I can think of. But that is where we will call it for this video. We will save over my previous 100% file, like so. And we are part of the way there. As you can see, you can track X's armor completion on the screen there, seeing how many modules he's got on his body. Keeps track of your health tanks, as well as sub-tanks, weapon tank, and EX tank, if you have those. We will be seeing all of those by the end of the game. But that is it for this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.